Welcome to the Express Yourself podcast, a space dedicated to personal growth, all topics around well being and health, and hopefully a space that you can always return to on a weekly basis. Each episode is kept short for a reason so that you can listen to it while you're preparing your breakfast, doing your makeup, or going on a walk, as I am right now. Today, we're kicking it off with somewhat of a first episode of a new season because of a new format, and this podcast also being on pause for a while. And we're going to be speaking about how to recognize when we are holding ourselves back from the success that we could have. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take a big, long breath because we don't do this enough. And I would love for you to start just implementing long breaths out throughout your day whenever you feel you need one. So let's do it all together. Take a moment, stop where you are right now, breathe in through your belly, fill your lungs, hold it real quick, and exhale until you're completely empty. Regular breath. Let's keep it going. These breaths feel so good because breath too, like our potential, is something that sometimes subconsciously we fuck up a little bit. So breath too is something that I'm always going to remind you to come back to. But now let's get into the actual topic. As somebody who has been living nomadically for quite a while now and has had the opportunity, therefore, to meet so many different people and work with so many different people, I'm noticing patterns. And I want to share patterns with you because maybe you feel like you're the only one who's going through that. And that is a reason for many of us to not speak up and share. And then we just completely let go of our goals and dreams. So I want this to be a space where you don't feel that alone. There are a few things that are happening right now and that are very much present. First and foremost, I want to remind you that there is a lot of distraction anywhere we go. Distractions on your phones, distractions outside in your world where you're walking around. Everybody is trying to get your attention. It's the most important currency, especially for big brands, pharma, everybody. Everybody wants a piece of you, basically. And that makes it harder for us nowadays to really hone into what we want. We also get confused because we see that there are so many things that are possible and could be also for us. And it all just becomes a little bit much. That much that we get overwhelmed and we potentially cloud our mind and move away from the fact that what we initially thought isn't possible. So the number one thing I'm obviously seeing while traveling and working with other people is the amount of distraction that a human has to deal with on a daily basis and how incredibly draining that can be. So we need to learn to find roadblocks. So almost like a security guard that's standing in front of the club, which is you, your brain, your beautiful energy center, and doesn't let everything and anything enter without roadblocks. Nowadays, it's really hard to stay on top of your shit. So, my recommendation is for all of us to start treating our day with more respect. If you find yourself going through your day and time is just running and you can't seem to get shit done or make time for the things that are truly important to you, then this is a sign. Take your phone, download Opal, OPAL, Opal. It is a great app that will help you block any social media apps. So that means bless you, by the way. That blocks any sort of apps that take away a lot of your attention. So Opal is your best friend. Block it or find any other app blocker that you like and get back your time. That is my number one tip for anybody who has goals and wants to actually reach them, because, baby, they are reachable. We just have to think of how to make it easier for us to get there with the challenges that we have in this time that we are in. So do that. The second thing I recommend everybody to do is to open up their calendars on their phone and to mark in a meeting with yourself. You go, you check out your schedule. Doesn't matter if you work from 8 to 5 or you're self-employed as I am. You're going to look at the time slots that you have, and you're going to dedicate a specific one that you know is realistic. You're going to dedicate that one only to you. For what? You don't need to define that just yet. If you do want to, go ahead. But dedicate a time slot for you. The more you can do this, the better, because you're blocking time for space. And this is another thing that we nowadays don't seem to have anymore. Everyone is so freaking busy that they are booked out. Their calendars and agendas are filled up until the next 3 months, and there is no space. But guys, do you remember what life is all about? It's about life unfolding the way it wants. And life can only unfold the way it wants if there is space. And we have to surrender for it. And I know space is a very scary word for a lot of us, because space might mean not knowing exactly what's going to go down. So we can't be prepared. And that scares a lot of people, not knowing, not being able to predict what's going to happen. Having time, can be very scary, because when you have time, what happens? Things come up, and things are allowed to come up, right? But in most cases, we don't have any soil. If you were a garden, all of your soil is used up if you never have space. But if you have space, you have an empty piece of soil where you can plant new seeds, and from there, your ideas can prosper. So number 2, make sure you have a dedicated time slot. I recommend having a dedicated time slot every day. And if you cannot make it an hour, make it at least 30 minutes. Maybe that dedicated hour or 30-minute is your workout time, which is beautiful. I would love for you to find another one, whether you're a busy mom, a busy businessman, whatever. I'm sure you can find it some way, somehow, to have at least 30 to 1 hour a day. That'd be beautiful. And if that's not doable, then at least get it in on the weekend, where you can get 1 full hour on a Saturday and Sunday. That being said, once we have blocked the distractions, created a little bit of space, and prioritized space for us, we can now have the actual spaciousness to do something with it and put energy in there. Most people come to me from a coach perspective because they want to achieve something. Maybe it's starting their own business, improving their own business, understanding what structures and strategies they need in order for their business to work, or they're simply come to me because they want to get their health in check, truly. But what does health mean? It means not just physical health, it means emotional, social, spiritual health as well, and mental health. And whether I am coaching somebody, guys, who's starting a business or who solely has personal reasons, both is always interconnected. So whether you want to open a business or whether you're working for somebody, the ways in which you show up personally will also show up in your business, and vice versa. So if you are thinking about any goal that you have, I want you to think about that Why hasn't that goal happened yet for you? What have you tried so far and why hasn't it happened? If you find yourself right now being like, oh, I don't even know what my goal is, that's already maybe a reason why it hasn't happened. We haven't had the space to define what the goal is. Maybe the answer is I never have time, which again brings you to the other topic that we already discussed. There are too many distractions out there, and you actually get distracted and don't have time. So, no matter how you turn it around, it always goes back to the same prioritizing our wants and needs and surrendering to the flow of life. A lot of us are scared to be out there. We're scared of fully going for it because we understand the following. And now hear me out. This is really important. If you have a sticker and you want to make it a sticker or write it down on a piece of paper, write it down. This one is really important. Many people don't dare to chase their dreams because they're scared of their own potential. Many people don't dare to go there because they are scared of their own potential. What does that even mean? It means that if you know that you are actually capable of it, you understand that in order to get there, you need to be a different version of yourself. Because the version of yourself that you are right now is not the version that's going to achieve it, clearly, right? There's no space, there's no time, there is a different mindset right now there. So you know that it will require sacrifice. It will require for you to close some doors in order for some new ones to open. And that is scary. And not everybody is willing to do this. And that's okay too. That's okay too. But we are here, right? To find a space for us to sit with all of this. And if that's this podcasting, great. If you understand that you have to close some doors, you understand that that means that you might be misunderstood by your friends. You might even feel pushback from your friends and your colleagues. And you might even face the fact that some of these people aren't actually your real friends, or that they actually don't want you to succeed. So they will try to keep you small. And I'm not saying this with any shade. I'm saying this from a space of understanding that every person has limitations, and we usually are really, really scared of going out there. So we look for people that are like-minded and that are somewhat on the same level as we are mentally, for example, wherever our skills are. And we do this also to keep ourselves safe, to keep ourselves in a container where we don't get triggered a lot, where we don't have to look at the things, our ugly sides, our shadow sides, dark sides, however you want to call them. And we can just kind of stay in this comfortable bubble that we have created. Not understanding that the comfortable bubble is a discomfort. It's just a different type of discomfort. It's a slow dying off of your dreams, basically. And that should feel uncomfortable. And it feels uncomfortable because it's with you all the time. It's in the back of your head. I wish, the feeling of jealousy maybe that you're feeling while you're watching somebody who actually went for it. It comes up in these ways, you know? So, hey, reaching or going for your actual real potential takes balls, takes a lot of willpower. And here comes the very special ingredient: action. Action. So, if there's something that I want you to take away from this first episode, is taking actions. I gave you 2 action steps already. I'm giving you a third one too. It's coming right now. In order for shit to change, we have to put in the actions. Sit with yourself and the goals that you have. Do yourself a favor. Just look at one right now. One. Don't overwhelm yourself. And again, ask yourself, what action can I take to get 1% closer to the goal every day? What actions can I take to get 1% closer to the goal every day? That's your third action. Distractions apps up, productivity up, creating space up. And then what could I fill the space with to become 1% better? Now, I said 1% out of a very specific reason. Most of us expect too much all at once. We can't build Rome in one day. We can't change the situation in which we are in one day. And maybe you understand this fully in your whole body and mind. And maybe you don't. Maybe this is where you are noticing that there's something else up here. Maybe you're a very impatient person and you can sit with why you are that impatient. But this is the third thing that we need to do, which is like, what can I do on a daily level, 1%, to get better at what I want? Now, let's take another breath as we did in the beginning, which was a full breath in, fully into the belly, the lungs, fill it out, and then exhale until we're completely empty. So wherever you are, stop. Take that breath with me right now. Hold it. Exhale, empty yourself. Regular breath. We're 17 minutes in. Take a moment, reflect on what I said in these 17 minutes, and see what you can take away for yourself from this. Maybe there are a few things I said that actually really fucking triggered you, and that's okay too. Maybe you're still waiting for that golden little nugget to take out of this one episode. That's okay too. But I would love for you to realize that every person that you're probably looking up has been going and is continuously going through the same process that we just discussed, which is always the same. We have all 24 hours and we need to see what we prioritize. By the way, if you're wondering why I'm breathing a little heavier and you're seeing me on video, I'm just walking up a hill. But yes, it's a skill that you need to learn. And it's really becoming so self-critical with yourself to understand where it is that you are holding yourself back. Because truth be told, no one else than you can create the reality that you seek. And the reality that you seek is possible, otherwise you couldn't visualize it. The reality that you want exists in another timeline, otherwise you wouldn't be able to picture yourself in it. The question is, what did this person have or had to let go of in order to become who they are right now? So your future version. And this is the hard bit. This is really hard. But again, any person you're probably looking up to had to go and needs to go continuously through this process of surrendering, being self-critical, checking in with themselves, their days, and seeing where they can improve, seeing where they are lacking, seeing where they need to be more honest with themselves. So it is one of the most beautiful gifts you can grant yourself to actually become more critical. Because most people don't want to look at the ugly sides of ourselves, the reasons why. We'd rather just hire somebody and tell them, you do it. Now, the thing is about personal development that doesn't work. No one can actually do it for you. And all we can do, myself included, is we can, give you the tools for your toolbox. We can be like, here you go. Here are all the tools. but you are still the one who needs to build the house with those tools. And you decide whether it's going to be a stable or an unstable structure. So how's this going to look like, this house? Like that? Or very fucking solid? And we have to keep renovating to that house. We have to upgrade it, right? Sometimes you notice that maybe there's a screw loose over there. So we have to put awareness into this. And it's hard. It's really hard. So take this episode, take it in, sit with it for the next 5 minutes or 10 if you can. See if you can answer all of the 3 tasks. See if you can finish them for yourself. See if you can figure out what it is that hasn't been working out so far for you. And go even beyond that, right? What's the 1% that you could be doing? If it's health related, what's the 1% you could be doing? If you blocked an hour a day, what could you be doing with that hour? Incredible things. Same thing goes for the hour dedicated, maybe not to the personal, but related to bringing your business idea to fruition. What could you do in an hour? You could do a lot. Maybe what you need first is to create a game plan. So you dedicate the first 2 weekends to creating a game plan. You don't know where to start? That's where you get yourself help for. You get accountability. You hire a coach. You hire a mentor. You make sure they give you what you need in order to get there. You want to go cheaper? Use ChatGPT. You can get very, very far with all of these tools. But do not wait on shit to happen. You must take action. You must take action. You must ask for help. You must hold yourself accountable. You must keep on going. I don't know whether that was correct English. You must keep on going. You have to keep going. Yeah. With all of that being said, I'm going to close up today's episode already. I would be very much appreciative of feedback. I know most of y'all just listen, but if you can leave some feedback, written feedback for me, leave a star, that would be amazing in order to push out this incredible podcast offering that we're putting out here for everybody to know that it's here. We need collective energy. This is how you can help me, and I help you with these episodes. Thank you so much. I know you can do this. I believe in you. You got to believe in yourself too, and you got to bring in these actions. I'll see you very, very soon, or you hear me very, very soon on the next episode where we tackle another topic just like this. Bye.